Right, big one, this one, or it should be. Any questions as we go, please shout up. But this has got me absolutely frazzled over the last few weeks. I don't know whether it's affected me more because I got mine put up so high. So when I'm having to do them and I see the people aren't, it drove us a little bit crazy. But whenever anyone comes on board, the biggest thing they're interested in is what's my training plan going to look like? What's how many calories am I going to be having? What's my diet look like? So you put those things in place, and then you tell them the step count, and they're just like, whatever. Like they just see it as being a little bit on the side. It's 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 so much more important than people realize. Like I say, get treated as a nice to have. The everyone just treats them as an afterthought. They're bothered about the training, they're bothered about the macros. That's arguably the single biggest lever you can pull in terms of fat loss. And week in, week out, across not everybody, but I would say maybe 60% of people are nowhere near their step targets. And I mean nowhere near, like 50% maybe. And they're the same people that put in their check-ins, why am I not losing weight? Why is the scale not moving? And why is it not happening? And this is your answer. It's the number one answer. We all know what NEAT is. So NEAT is the term non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And it basically means it's the activity that you do that is not classed as exercise. It's everything else you do throughout the day that burns additional calories above your baseline. So fidgeting, walking around the house, going up and down the stairs, ironing, um, cooking, folding clothes, anything, absolutely any kind of movement that your body has to do that raises calorie burn. It's the biggest difference between when you see people where they're like, why does this guy never put on weight? He seems to be able to eat whatever he wants and he never puts on weight. It's because, well, one, you don't see him all day, so he's probably not eating whatever he wants all day. It's drastically overemphasized. And the other is he's probably moving a hell of a lot more than you are, constantly all day.
That's it.
Sorry, was that a question or
I think it was me just putting in because I've just joined.
who's that? Is that Peter? Who's that? Oh, Dan. Hiya, Dan. And we've got Bob as well. Cool.
Hey mate, how you doing? You all right?
Hiya, Dan. I'm good. I'm good. So, just picking up on this. This is the biggest reason why two people who are exactly the same, one seems to be able to lose weight at will or stay the same weight, and the other can't because one is generally moving more than the other one. Need is not something you can measure. So if you think of somebody going about their day-to-day business, one person's sat doing very little and the other person is constantly on the go, constantly moving. You can't measure that, but you can measure steps and you can use it as a proxy for what daily movement someone has. This is the reason why people are given a step count. It's how can you measure or reliably measure the daily movement that someone's doing in addition to their workouts and everything else. And that's why we do it. And you can't, it's not like guesstimating calories. It's not like somebody underreporting or logging the wrong food. You literally, everyone uses the same measurement. It's your watch, it's GPS, it's your phone. Your phone literally tells you everything. So it's a fairly accurate measurement. When we look at how many calories you burn day to day. If you're sitting still doing nothing, your body roughly burns anywhere between 60 and 80 calories an hour. If you think about a typical gym session, your watch might tell you that you burn maybe 300 to 400, maybe even 500 at a push calories in a session. That's including that 60 to 80 that you're doing. Now, the difference between walking and a gym session is you're going to be absolutely knackered after a gym session. You're going to be very highly fatigued, and the likelihood is you're not going to move very much afterwards. Walking is very low fatigue. You will burn 200 plus calories in an hour, depending on pace. Now, if you're, and that doesn't, we're not just talking about the 1 hour that you might go for a walk. Through the course of a day, you're going to be up and down, walking around, doing odd jobs, odd, errands, whatever it is. You're going to be moving a lot. If you if you've got a Fitbit or a Garmin or anything like that, if you actually look at what your day looks like, if you look at the calories burned per hour, you'll see that number across most hours where you're doing very little. It's roughly between 60 and 80. When you go for a walk, if it's in the morning, if it's at night, or you have other periods of the day when you're active, you'll see how much that number spikes. Now, those numbers, that increase across multiple times a day, every single day of the week, is vastly higher than your gym sessions. So you cannot rely on your gym sessions as being part of your daily deficit. But with this, you can. The difference between sitting around doing 3 or 4 thousand steps or doing 16,000 steps, as I have been for the last month, is drastically different and will put you in a massive, massive, massive deficit compared to anything any gym sessions will do. Actually, one of the biggest indicators of people who keep the weight off as well. So there was a study done this year that looked at what step count actually matters for weight management. And the finding was that roughly around 8,500 steps a day helped most people, or it was the strongest predictor of people who kept weight off long term. And this kind of makes sense. If you think someone joins a coaching program, they want to lose a stone, 2 stone, they start training, they start doing 10, 12, 14 plus thousand steps a day. They reach the target, they go, cheers, thanks very much, I'm done now. And then they go and start stuffing their face, and they're probably back down to hitting 4,000 steps a day like they were before, which is exactly the reason why that rebound happens. So what target should we go for? 10,000 a day is a good baseline target for general health, regardless of anything else. Whether you're on looking to lose fat, whether you're on a bulk, whether you're maintaining, 10,000 steps is a good baseline. From experience, once you start pushing towards 15,000, and maybe if we look at 20,000 as being the ceiling, I got asked a question the other day: can you do too many steps? Yes and no. Certainly, the more you do is going to burn more, but there's going to be a point where the more you do beyond a certain point, you're going to be causing too much fatigue. Even though walking itself is one of the least fatiguing and most efficient fat burners, if you're going to be hitting 20, 30, 40,000 steps, the amount of fatigue you're going to build up in your legs, the inflammation you're going to build up in your legs is going to backfire from what you're looking at when you're looking at scale weight, water retention, and just general recovery, because it is going to eat into your recovery. So this number, this 20,000 working ceiling, this is my number. This is what I'm gathering from experience of working with people. When people start getting beyond 20,000 steps, it is eating into the recovery. Well, when we're looking at implementing step targets as part of people's programs, these are daily non-negotiables. You if you if you can't hit them, this is a conversation that we'll need to have. Because if you're not, when I put plans together and I aim to try and get people in an environment that allows them to lose weight, it's based on if you're going to hit 10,000 steps a day and you're going to do 3 or 4 workouts a week, then we can set your calorie limit here. If you're not going to do those steps, your calories need to drop. If your steps are going to go way higher, like if you look at people who do manual jobs and they're on their feet all day, they can be allowed more. They can have a higher calorie and macro breakdown because they're burning the calories. But if your program exists with all of these levers set at a certain point, you have to do them. Otherwise, you're not going to get the result that you want. And if that becomes a problem, rather than just reporting, sorry, Phil, I only got 5,000 or 6,000, it's better for us to have that conversation and look at what is actually realistic, because then we're going to have to taper down where your food sits and bring your calories down to match. Does that make sense? I'll, I'll just assume everyone's nodding in the
No,
background.
yeah, all good, mate.
A lot of people say it's best to do it in the morning fasted. It actually makes no difference whatsoever when you do it. I think this goes back to a conversation I was having with Jared as well when we were talking about when's the best time to do cardio. Is it better to do it? Well, by cardio, I'm not talking about cardio. I'm talking about doing cardio as an extension to your added steps. Do you do it after training, before training? Yes, you could argue do it after training because training's going to burn through the glycogen. It's going to put you in a state where you'll have to rely on fat stores, but actually, there's no real studies that say that one's better than the other. As long as you are getting, it's got to come from somewhere in the day. You can either do it when you're depleted after a workout, but then you're not doing it at other times when you're going to be fed. So it all balances out anyway at the end. Why would you want to do it in the mornings fasted? I mean, it kind of makes sense. You haven't eaten all night. Your body's going to be in that fat burning zone because it is. Your body burns more fat through the night than it does glycogen. So you're already in that fat burning state. Why would you not want to continue it before you eat breakfast? If you think about it like this, your body has 2 energy sources. It has fat, it has carbs or glycogen. It doesn't do one independent of the other. It's like it runs both at the same time depending on your body's needs. Your body will always burn glycogen because what your brain uses sugar, your brain uses glycogen. Any slow movement will use fat. So your body it has these 2 stores and it'll use both at the same time. And it'll ramp one up when it needs to. So when exercise becomes so intense that it has to rely on glycogen, then that use will go up. And then when it flips the other way and things start to calm down, that one will go down and fat storage will get used. So your body just balances the 2 throughout the day. Good reasons to do it faster in the morning. One, it does actually help change how you eat for the rest of the day. So there is research on morning exercise showing it actually helps with hunger hormones and reduces total food intake throughout the rest of the day. 2, it actually highlight.
Hello, mate.
Good.
Sorry I'm
You're
late.
good. Now you're good. You're good. It guarantees that you get them done. So the big thing I hear the most is I got to the end of the day, I'm tired, finished work late, I went to the gym, I haven't got time to do your steps. Get them done in the morning in that case. And if you have to wake up a bit earlier and set your alarm and get out and do them earlier. If it's something that you need to do it, get it done. But once they're done, you're guaranteed that they're going to be done for the day. So that is one good reason why you would do them in the morning. I've certainly noticed that it definitely helped me adhere to my diet better, getting them done early, moving my breakfast later on, and I dealt with hunger better. Today was the first day I didn't go out for a walk this morning, and I've been absolutely starving. I don't know whether that's a coincidence, but it's number three, it does set the tone for the day. If you start the day before you do anything else by getting steps in, you are already in a better place mentally. You've already ticked things off the box off your list. It's raised your mental and physical frequency. You feel better. You're thinking clearer. It's rather than wake up, eat, and then go straight into work. If you do something like this, it does just put you in a better mental place for the rest of the day. So why aren't people hitting their numbers? One of them, the main one is time. Competing demands, especially in the middle of the day. People who are chained to the desk, people who can't get up, are the ones that struggle the most. People in an environment that doesn't allow them to do it, whether it's you haven't got anywhere local nearby that you can go, or the weather might be poor, or you haven't got a safe area to do it. For me, I think the big one is belief. I don't think anyone actually believes or understands that their step target has such a powerful impact on what it is they're trying to do. And it's simply just misled as, it doesn't matter, it's just my steps. And it's not. What this actually costs you, like I said before, this isn't like measuring your food or underreporting in MyFitnessPal. Your watch tells you how many steps you've done. The amount, the one thing that drives me the most crazy as well is not necessarily if someone's step goal is 12,000 and they hit 6,000, but then they leave a note in, I couldn't get these done today because of this, then there's a little bit of acceptance there. When people do 11,300 and their step target's 12,000, can you not just do that extra 700? Like you've gone to the bother of doing 11,300, walk around the house a couple of times, pace up and down the living room, like you can hit your target. You will feel so much better in yourself just to go, right, box ticked, I've done today. Then when you get to the end of the week and you've done everything else, then you know there's no excuse. You know you've done everything and you will get the result that you want. The difference between 7 or 8,000 when your step target is 12,000 might not seem a lot to you in that day, but if you add that up over the course of a month, there's a few pounds that you could have lost. And that's why a lot of people get a few weeks in a row and they're like, I'm pretty much the same weight, or I've only dropped 1 pound. This is the reason. It's not your diet, and it's 100% not your weight training sessions. It's 100% this. Well, might be diet as well for those people who are underreporting things. You don't need to do them all in the one day. There's nothing that says doing a bout of 1 hour or an hour and a half first thing in the morning is going to burn more fat than spreading them out throughout the day. It makes absolutely zero difference. Loads of people now are buying walking pads. So if you are struggling to get out, or if it is too hot, or it is too cold, or it's raining, or you've got nowhere else to go, a walking pad. They're not that expensive. Have one for the house, or put it in the office, or if you're allowed. Even small things like parking further out from work, um, parking further away from the shops, making yourself walk that extra distance on purpose. But this only works if you do it every day. This is not a I'll try doing it for one day and then I'll do nothing. Funny one, I had this conversation. I'm going to name him because he won't mind because it was quite funny. Drew, I pulled him up on his check-in about doing 1,300 steps on Sunday, and I laid into him saying I can do 1,300 steps from my bed. He had done 13,000 steps. He'd just not put a digit in his check-in, so it read as if it was 1,300. Well, final thought on this. Your diet gets you most of the way. Your diet is the single biggest thing, but your steps are what get you the rest of the way, not your workouts. I've been asked this a few times. Well, if I'm struggling for time and I can't do both, what would you rather I did? I'd rather you sacked your workout off, and I'd rather you walked around the block a few times and got your steps. Obviously, that's not ideal if you're going to miss all of your workouts, but if it's just the case of, well, I can either do this or this today, get your steps in. If you're trying to drop fat. If you're not, then I would say the opposite. Get your workout in. Right?